Carrie Preston stars in Elsbeth. All episodes now streaming on Paramount+.
It's Mike Coulter.
And Rachel Keller.
Our show is about a small law firm taking on Silicon Valley tech companies.
Cupertino, coming this CBS fall.
Mostly sunny skies for your Friday, rebounding temperatures into the upper 60s and even upper 70s. We'll talk about your weekend outlook coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll have the latest after 2 earthquakes hit Venezuela, leaving thousands of people feared dead. Plus, the Supreme Court reaches several major decisions today, most of them in favor of President Trump's agenda. And you might start to notice the ever-growing presence of artificial intelligence at airports in the United States. We'll have the details. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
And welcome in. A first look at your forecast, getting ready for Friday and a really fun weekend ahead. It's the last weekend of June as we start to prepare for this upcoming week, which of course we know has a pretty decent warm up, but it'll be really comfortable tomorrow. We get those cooler temperatures out of the way. This is much more seasonal, maybe still on the cooler side for us in Marquette and into Munising, mid to lower 60s, but other places will get to the upper 70s, maybe even squeezing out an 80. We'll have plenty of sunshine to work with, and we'll talk about your full weekend outlook in just a few.
Kelly, thank you very much. Venezuela's National Assembly president says at least 188 people were killed and some 1,500 injured by 2 powerful earthquakes on Wednesday. Thousands of people are feared dead. Gwen Baumgartner has the latest tonight.
Volunteers and donors packed this South Florida warehouse with food, medical supplies, and hygiene products to ship to Venezuela after 2 devastating earthquakes hit the South American nation.
Venezuela already is completely without resources, and the infrastructure is so deteriorated that this couldn't have come at a worst possible time.
Video shows survivors holding each other on the outskirts of Caracas as a pair of powerful earthquakes leveled neighborhoods on Wednesday. The U.S. Geological Survey said the earthquakes had magnitudes of 7.2 and 7.5, making them among the strongest to strike Venezuela in more than a century. The death toll is expected to rise as rescuers search collapsed buildings and emergency crews assess areas left in ruins after the earthquakes hit just moments apart. President Trump wrote on social media that the U.S. is, quote, ready, willing, and able to help. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is deploying search teams, medical resources, and humanitarian aid to Venezuela.
The airport there is badly damaged, so we'll have to rely on the Department of War to deploy assets there. And then we're also helping them with some overhead imagery, especially in coastal areas where they don't have full visibility over what the damage has been and what the impact has been.
Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, who declared a state of emergency, said the country's main airport in Caracas had to be closed due to the damage. In addition, classes at schools across Venezuela were being canceled for several days.
Along with search teams, the Trump administration says it's sending medical resources and humanitarian aid to help those in desperate need of relief. 4 years after Dobbs, legal experts say reproductive health care access has declined even in states with constitutional protections, and the gap is widest in rural communities. Here in the UP, hospitals offering full OB services have been cut in half since the ruling. That reduction has put pressure on the facilities that remain and on the patients who rely on them.
Someplace like Escanaba that maybe sees 300 births a year, they don't really have the support. They don't have an OB-GYN on staff. They don't have the ability to do the kind of care that's needed. Like if it's a straight up simple pregnancy, no problem, they got it. But you need any kind of extra care or it's complicated. They're probably airlifting that mother somewhere else.
Advocates say rebuilding that infrastructure will be as essential as the legal protections themselves. In a flurry of opinions today, the Supreme Court again backed gun rights and handed the president a pair of wins on immigration issues. Bradley Blackburn breaks it down.
Justice Samuel Alito wrote 3 of the 6-3 opinions handed down Thursday. 2 were wins for President Trump on his immigration agenda. One decision clears the way for the Trump administration to potentially revive a metering policy used to turn back asylum seekers at the U.S.-Mexico border. Justice Alito wrote, quote, "A guest does not arrive in a house when he knocks on the front door."
Meaning you cannot do things like seek asylum as a non-citizen if you have not crossed the border.
In her dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor said the majority opinion, quote, "regrettably and tragically extinguishes the light of the torch of the Statue of Liberty." The court also ruled the Department of Homeland Security can end temporary protected status for migrants from Haiti and Syria. That could allow the deportations of more than 350,000 people from the two countries. Challengers in the case accuse the administration of racial animus and xenophobia in its efforts to end TPS.
Both of those cases have to do with the executive power. I mean, they are interpreting it in different contexts, but giving the administration a lot of power to execute its immigration policy.
Keeping consistent with its record on Second Amendment protections, the conservative majority ruled against Hawaii's so-called vampire law, which sought to prohibit people from carrying a gun on private property that's open to the public without prior permission from the owner. One gun control group expressing disappointment over the decision pointed out that business owners can still post signs forbidding firearms on their property.
In a 7-2 ruling, the court sided with the maker of Roundup Weed Killer, blocking lawsuits alleging the company failed to warn consumers of cancer risks. The next time you're at the airport, you may be greeted by a hologram instead of a human. Christian Benavidez has more from Miami International Airport.
We are here to help you have a seamless journey.
Travelers passing through Miami International Airport can now direct their questions to an AI-powered hologram chatbot.
Where is the closest bathroom?
Let me check.
The technology is a work in progress, but the bots are meant to help with things like directions inside the airport and flight arrival and departure times. They're programmed to speak in 40 languages.
Estes são os melhores resultados.
Dayven Johnson was impressed after asking about rental cars.
Do you have like mixed feelings about it, not dealing with a person anymore, dealing with a hologram?
Not really. I really don't.
Why is that?
You know, times is changing, man. You got to change with it.
There are 4 hologram chatbots located across the airport. Their job is to help travelers navigate through the terminals.
It's just another tool in our toolbox to help our customer experience.
Ralph Coutier is the director and CEO of Miami International Airport. He says all 37,000 airport workers are essential.
Are these chatbots going to replace employees?
No, absolutely not.
Next to this chatbot is Jeff Wander, a volunteer airport ambassador who's not concerned about being replaced just yet.
I can only tell you when I'm here, they come to me first. They'll stop by the hologram and take a look at it. Take the elevators down here.
Okay. Wander helped traveler Kevin Stevens, who was looking for a restaurant and didn't want to bother with the QR code one of the bots provided.
And then I looked at that and I thought, I'll head that way. But to actually find it, an excellent human.
The airport says their chatbots are among the first in the world combining AI technology and interactive holograms.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast after the break, plus in this week's Medical Minute in partnership with OSF Healthcare. We'll go over what you need to know when it comes to well child visits. And the Mariucci Family Beacon House holds its annual Grill and Chill fundraiser. We'll hear how much it means to the organization when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Find great deals on the Subaru Outback right now at Fox Marquette Subaru. Lease a 2026 Outback Premium for $375 a month for 36 months. Or get 1.9% APR for 75 months. Fox Marquette Subaru. Experience the difference.
Beauty, confidence, relaxation. Are you ready? At LJ Aesthetic Studio in Manistee, we create a welcoming, inclusive space built around high-quality care, modern techniques, and results that still look like you. You deserve this. LJ Aesthetic Studio. Be your best you.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually coming in saying, you know, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of La-Z-Boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house. Making it the place that they want to be has been one of the most rewarding things.
Planes, trains, and Bronco. Kick up your spurs and set a spell with the fine folks of Gunsmoke, Bonanza, the Rifleman, and Wagon Train. Go west, young man. Go west.
Weekdays beginning at 1 p.m. on MeTV 19.1. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
Now through June at Fox Marquette Subaru, lease a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Premium for $299 a month for 36 months. Fox Marquette Subaru. Experience the difference.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. We are slowly climbing those temperatures up. We've been kind of below average temperature-wise for the entire week, and today wasn't too far off. Ended up at 70 degrees here in Marquette. The average is 74. At least those low temperatures were where they should be, but do not worry if you've been waiting for that true summertime heat. We are definitely going to get that once we pass the weekend. But as for your weekend plans, if you have any of those outdoor activities, maybe an early start on those Independence Day things, it's really nice for this weekend. The good part about that warm up for next week is all of that unsettled weather kind of holds off, and it's perfect timing for the weekend. I know you see some of these little pop-up showers here. If we do see that on your Friday evening, it should be very brief. It should be very light. Definitely nothing to cancel any plans over. I'm not really too convinced on that rain chance anyway, just kind of some moisture left over from that major system. So it's really just the atmosphere trying to get settled back down to normal, or as normal as it can be, I guess, for this time of the year. But all those seasonal things should start to fall back into place. And as for the future rain outlook, just to show you, if we do get a light drizzle here and there, it really shouldn't cause any of these accumulation totals to go up to that 1/10 of an inch, maybe out to Ironwood. But again, that's really just that leftover moisture that is all the way through Sunday that we get that possible 1/10 of an inch. So to me, that's a dry weekend. Make sure you have your outdoor plans because things get a bit more unsettled for this upcoming week. But the winds are also not going to be an issue if you're doing any of those outdoor things like grilling, or maybe you have a frisbee match or something that would be dependent on the wind. That's also not going to be an issue. We're looking at very calm winds, probably 5 miles per hour or less for the majority of Friday headed into Sunday. But once we hit Sunday and into Monday, this is really where we start to watch out for that extreme heat. And again, that's all subjective because the type of heat that we're going to be feeling is something that places like Florida experience every day, but it's not as common for us here in the Upper Peninsula, especially this early on into the summer season, late June, early July. This is a perfect redemption though. The beginning of summertime started off a bit cool, cloudy and rainy, so this is kind of the redemption to maybe ring in the summer season. That jet stream going to lift, of course, allow that warm southerly air to be pushed up into our area. And also you need to make sure, in addition to watching out for that extreme heat and make sure you're staying in the shade and be hydrated, have that SPF of at least 30, and we'll need to reapply it throughout the day, especially Monday going into Tuesday. We'll see that UV outlook go into that very high range. So all things to consider when we get into next week. Try to just listen to your body. If you have any of those warning signs of maybe heat exhaustion or heat stroke, definitely don't be afraid to reach out for help. Listen to your body. We can check up on others too. It's at this point, it's not going to be too intense into the 90s, but definitely a big change as we're in the upper 60s tomorrow, 70s, upper 70s throughout the weekend, and then that's when things really start to heat up, getting into the mid to upper 80s.
Kelly, thank you again. In this week's Medical Minute, in partnership with OSF Healthcare, we're getting the details on what parents need to know when it comes to well child visits. Our own Lily Simmons sat down with Dr. Amanda Bremer. Take a listen.
What happens at a well child visit?
Yeah, good question. So a lot of things happen. So one of the most important things is that we measure growth. So that can be height and weight, and then usually we measure head circumference also to check for brain growth. Other things that we do is we answer any questions that the child or the parents have. We talk about normal development, which can be anything from reaching milestones to even talking about puberty with adolescents. And then we also go over any kind of safety information. We talk about healthy diet and exercise and building lifelong develop healthy habits.
Why are well child visits important?
Yeah, well child visits are super important because on the day-to-day, parents have a lot going on and they don't always have time to talk about some of these healthy topics with kids. Plus, kids don't always listen to their parents when they're told to eat their vegetables. So we like to help reinforce some of those messages that parents are giving their kids. It also gives us an opportunity to do a lot of different screenings, make sure that there's no metabolic issues, any other kinds of growth issues or any kind of developmental delays. And if we find those things, then we can help address them early so that they don't affect kids lifelong.
How often should a well child visit occur?
So the frequency of well child visits is going to vary by age. When we see newborns, we're going to see them pretty frequently because there's a lot of important growth that's happening. So typically that'll be every couple of weeks to every month for the first couple of visits, and then every 2 months for older infants. And then usually starting at age 2, we can see kids once a year.
Thank you for joining us today.
As the Mariucci Family Beacon House celebrates its 36th year of operation, their annual Grill and Chill fundraiser took place earlier tonight. WZMQ 19's Luke Niddle has the story.
Just east of UP Family Health System in downtown Marquette, the Mariucci Family Beacon House has served those in need for nearly 40 years. First opened in 1990, the 27,000 square foot facility helps individuals and families with loved ones in medical care, and a strong emphasis on families traveling from outside the area.
Beacon House is a home away from home for people who are in medical crisis. People from all over the UP and all over the world end up over there just a step away at UP Health System, and they need a place to stay, they need meals, they need a warm bed at night, and they need the love and the care and the comfort that Mary and her team provide.
Since opening their doors, the Mariucci Family Beacon House has helped over 100,000 families, providing their hospitality and support. Tonight, their denim-themed Grill and Chill fundraiser and auction serves as a driving force for the donations-only based group. Along with Steve Mariucci and Tom Izzo in attendance, the night included food provided by Elizabeth's Chop House and a lineup of Nashville songwriters.
It starts with the staff, it starts with the people that really care. Nobody's forced to work here or volunteer their time, and if they're not committed, then they would do something else, right? And so I think from the second somebody enters our doors, they are welcomed with open arms.
The event tonight further continues their mission as one less need to worry about in troubled times.
All proceeds from tonight's event will go towards the operation of the Beacon House, which has helped thousands of families in a time of need. Reporting in Marquette, Luke Niddle, WZMQ News.
Mike Ludlam has your look at sports after the break. He'll tell us what to expect at this year's UP All-Star Volleyball Games taking place tomorrow. We're back in 2 minutes.
Live outside Marquette County? Recycle 906 is worth the drive. We accept cans, cardboard, plastics, and more. Bring it in. Keep the Upper Peninsula clean. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
When you need a body shop, skip the corporate shops and outside investors. Go with your hometown body shop, Superior Collision. Our family opened Superior Collision in 2002, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. Some places talk about community. We actually stand with our community, donating monthly back into Marquette County. When you need collision repair, choose Superior Collision, your local hometown body shop.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. Your roof enhances the appearance of your home's exterior, and it's the first line of defense against the elements. Owens Corning Duration Shingles offer ultimate protection. Choose from 26 stylish colors to transform the appearance of your home. Save big today on Owens Corning Duration Shingles and get an 11% rebate on your entire project. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
This
Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. Only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone. The first Upper Peninsula All-Star Volleyball matches are set to take place tomorrow at Forest Park High School in Crystal Falls, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central Time. 28 athletes from 20 schools will compete at the Eddie Chambers Gymnasium. Each team will have 7 players. Team Blue will be coached by Negaunee Krista Squires, top row right, and Forest Park's Lindsay Anderson, top row left. The UP Miss Volleyball Ava Fisher of Forest Park is on the bottom right. Next team, top team white, coach top row, second from the left, Calumet's Kate Bonacorsi. 2 of the players, Janessa Eagle from Michigan on our left and Jeffers Mia Nordstrom. Also on Team Red, you have Coach Amy Nixon on the upper right, Forest Park's Bobby Anderson on the top row far left. Pretty good height, Noelle Grace of Wakefield Marinisco in the middle of the top row, and Escanaba's Landry Bray next to Coach Nixon. The coaches for Team Black are Brittany Killips of Sault Ste. Marie, top row far left, and Lisa Fector of Ironwood, top row far right. Negaunee's Elena Park is on the bottom row far left, and Escanaba's Ava Stahlberger is on the bottom row far right. Again, the matches start tomorrow, 6 Eastern, 5 Central Time. The 40th annual Upper Peninsula All-Star Basketball Classic Games had several momentum swings, especially in the boys contest, but we'll start with the girls. That game also came down to the final minute. Picking up in the second quarter, the North is in the white, and Miss UP basketball Lily Johnson of Gladstone wins the battle here, and the South had a 36-28 lead at the half. To the third, Division IV players combine here. Wakefield Marinisco's Emily Del Favero to Lakeland and Hubble's Cleo Milkey ahead to Ewan Trout Crease. Ireland McGeeshick for the bucket. She had 11. Marquette's Lexi Curran, rejected by Wakefield Marinisco's Emily Del Favero. Not many players from Mackinac Island get a chance to be in the All-Star game. Say hi to Lakers' Lakeland Bunker. Yes, she is on the golf team too. Made a free throw, a 13-point lead at that point, but the North gets back going. Ironwood's Jalen Novascone missed, but Hancock's Emery Chenoweth had the putback. Chenoweth had 19 points. Next, it's Ishpeming's Brittany Pietrowski to Wakefield Marinisco's Corinne Cole for 2. The North cut the deficit to 52-46 after 3. South's lead shrank to 57-55, just over 5 minutes left, and it's Johnson, the Braves' teammate Addie Blowers knocking down the 3 from the corner, 60-55 South. Next possession, Johnson found Menominee's Gianna Caduti for the layup. Caduti had 11 points. At least 8 of those points were on layups, 62-55 South. Under a minute to go, Marquette's Lexi Curran. Nice move to get past her defender and the layup. She had 13. Ishpeming's Janessa Eagle scored moments later. The 2-time state champion had 19 points, but the South held on for the win, 71-66. Gladstone's Lily Johnson was the most valuable player. She really didn't want to see her friend Janessa Eagle take 2 MVPs in 3 weeks.
There's definitely some rivalry there that we're close enough friends where we get chippy with each other. It's a lot of fun, but I couldn't let her have it. I love playing with all of them. Some of them were my past AAU teammates, so it was great to get back on the court with them. But yeah, they all helped me get MVP, so I appreciate them for giving me that.
Johnson won the free throw shooting contest. Ewan Trout Creek's Emma Bessinen captured the 3-point shooting event. The South was coached by Negaunee's Mike O'Donnell. The North was led by Ishpeming's Ryan Rico with help from Ewan Trout Creek's Brad and Jackie Bessinen. Second quarter of the boys game, again the North in white for the South. St. Agnes's Evan Arnold spotted Pickford's Gunnar Bennon. He puts it in with the foul. He had 18 points to lead the South. Dollar Bay's Liam Turtelot dribbles through 2 defenders. Not sure how he did that, but he missed the shot. Berriga's Daniel Connor Jr. hit the putback. Connor had 13, 25-14 North. Mr. UP basketball Ethan Barta knocked down a 3-pointer. Back to double digits, 28-17. End of the half, Park River Harris's Braden Derwine inbounded to North Dickinson's Ty King, who puts it in from the baseline. But the North had a big lead at the half, 47-29. Third quarter, Ironwood's Nick Miskovich passed to Newberry's Keegan Martin for 3. Martin had 15, most of those in the second half. The South had trouble keeping pace. Cedarville Detour's Drew Moser with a nice move for 2, but the North led 68-46 going into the fourth. An 8-0 run. That's Kingsford's Owen Olkinen with the layup. He had a dozen. Rudyard's Jackson Clark with a steal and a basket. In 3 minutes, the North lead was reduced to 68-54. Then with 2 minutes left, it was 84-77. Under 20 seconds to go, Menominee's Tanner Terkoff hit one from near the front door. 86-82, North still leading. South almost stole a pass, but Westwood's Caden Balzerini found Newberry's Keegan Martin for the layup. Despite being outscored 37-20 in the final quarter, the North held on for an 88-83 victory. Westwood's Ethan Marta was the MVP.
Feels good, you know, I'm all right, but I couldn't do it without my boys here and my boys in high school, so very thankful. You get the best from the UP here. It's always fun to play people that know how to play basketball, right? And this whole week was amazing. Both teams, great players, and nice that we get the job done.
Marta won the three-point shooting event, while Ironwood's Nick Miskovich took the dunk title. The North coach was Dollar Bay's Jesse Kentala. The South was led by Menominee's Sam Larson. Northern Michigan University men's basketball standout Dylan Keel has been named the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Male Scholar Athlete of the Year, the first Wildcat to earn that honor. The award recognizes the conference's top male student athlete for excellence in both academics and athletics. Graduate student in construction management, he had a 3.65 GPA. And on the basketball side of things, he finished second in NMU program history with 2,197 points. The NMU women's basketball team is in Spain, and I haven't gotten the postcard yet. Have you, Kevin? Nope. I didn't think so. And the women did well today, defeating Juventud Les Corts 80-43. Tigers. Spit it out, Mike. The Tigers hosting the Houston Astros, top of the sixth, and Taylor Trammell launches one about 422 feet, and that's a solo shot, and the Astros have a 1-0 lead. Top of the ninth, runner on third, one out, Isaac Paredes with a deep fly ball to center field. It's caught, but no problem for Jeremy Pena. He crosses, and it's 2-0 Astros. Bottom of the ninth, Dylan Dingler crushes one. Now, he said this one went 432 feet for a solo homer, but Houston would hang on to win this one by the count of 2-1. The Brewers were idle. The Detroit Pistons traded forward Isaiah Stewart to the Memphis Grizzlies for 3 second-round draft picks. Stewart finished 7th in the 6th man voting of the year last season, 10 points per game on 55% shooting, along with 5 rebounds per contest. And scary news for the Detroit Lions. Cornerback Terrion Arnold is facing felony charges of kidnapping and armed robbery. He appeared at a hearing today in Tampa, Florida, and was ordered held without bail until a pretrial detention hearing is scheduled for Monday morning. A judge announced charges of kidnapping, armed robbery, and conspiracy from an incident back in February. These charges could carry a sentence of up to life in prison. And we will be right back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Morning. Sandwich time.
One day you're an empty nester with plans to flirt with your trainer, and the next your adult son moves back in. But Paige can get her kicks from Hard Rock Bet Casino with games on the casino app she trusts. And she'll get her cash out a lot faster than waiting for her son to put that mayonnaise back in the fridge. He never will.
Hard Rock Bet Casino, where your inner rebel plays.
Ma, can I use a car?
New customers get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus, plus 500 bonus spins.
Up to 60% off list at the 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Check out our 5 Lazy Boy recliners for just $4.99 each. An explosive deal. Get this sofa for just $3.99 and add on the chair for just $99. Get this giant Ashley sectional for just $12.88. A Sealy mattress starting at just $4.99. Pay no interest for up to 60 months on select purchases with approved credit. The 4th of July blowout at Slumberland.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Individual and adventurous. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
And a final check of your forecast as we get you ready for your Friday and ultimately the weekend. We get all that rain out of the way. There's been a few leftover light drops, especially out to the eastern half of the UP. So we're all going to be looking at sunshine for tomorrow, just depending where you are, depends on the temperatures, at least for us here in Marquette. We'll be struggling to get to the 70s just because of the winds, but at least that rain outlook, especially for Friday night into Saturday, when we get the weekend started, it is very low. There may be a leftover drop here and there, but this is for the most part a dry weekend and a perfect way to end off the final weekend of June. So highs for tomorrow going to range from the mid 60s to the upper 70s, maybe even close to 80 degrees. And once we get into next week, that's where we're talking about that potential extreme heat, at least those temperatures getting up to the mid to upper 80s. So make sure to tune in tomorrow with all the latest details on your forecast.
Kelly, thank you again. And tonight, Mike, U.S. more World Cup action.
Quick start, scored in the, third minute or so, looked all very good, but Turkey came back to take a 2-1 lead at the half, and Team USA has now tied it in the second half, so we are knotted at 2. Paraguay and Australia 0-0 in the second half. Now don't forget, tomorrow, the first day of the Island Resort Golf Championship down at Sweetgrass in Harris as the Epson Tour makes its annual stop in Menominee County. 144 golfers, lots of prize money, $33,750 if I remember correctly for the winner. And let's see, we said the Brewers were off. Soccer's getting interesting because Ecuador beat Germany today 2-1.
That is true. Not a big game for Germany. They're already through.
I mean, it was like,
but that
a lot of people are going to raise
through.
their eyebrows, kind of like if the United States doesn't beat Turkey tonight.
We'll see what happens. Mike, thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you back here tomorrow. Have a good night.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Like many of us, I grew up in a 600-square-foot home. Great life, just didn't have a lot of money. I've spent my entire life bringing